Hello, good morning everyone. Good afternoon if you're in LA. Good morning in Australia, from Australia. And COVID-19, week 1 in lockdown, week 2, week 3, where are you at? Send me your emojis, comment below, let me know as you tune in. Yesterday, a male friend who's on my Facebook posted the comment that I put in the title for this video, that he's feeling uncontrollable feelings of sadness in terms of his self-worth, in terms of being able to be a provider for his family. And I think that this is something that a lot of people are struggling with at the moment, that loss of identity if they've lost their job, that this is the identity of who we are. I'm like, I got something in my teeth. That's going to annoy me. Hey, Leanne. Hey, Tim. Hey, Kate. Hey, Steve. Good to have you all on here. Monica Beaver. So let's talk about this a little bit. So for those who aren't familiar with the way that we think, yes, Leanne, that's exactly who this was for. Send him a message. So he might not be on, but he'll catch the replay. Hey, Pip. So our ego is really our shadow side. It's our push, it's our drive, it's our hustle. It's not a negative, though it's often talked about in that way. But what can happen is that over the years, particularly early on in childhood, we can create sub-personas that split off and form these parts of ourselves that go into protective mode. If we're bullied, if we're picked on, if we have issues in the home that we grew up in. And she's like, I can't see anything in your teeth. It's gone now. And so what happens is with all of these parts, we start to create a false self. And these parts think that they are who we are. And part of the false self that we've created, hey, Rich, hey, Mike, Jen, good to see you on here from Mexico. So tell me where you are, how long you've been in lockdown, and what you need right now. And so this false self, the self that we're born into as a baby is pure and divine and is connected to source and oneness and our higher self. But as we are incarnated, if you believe in that or whatever, we come in this human form starts to forget all of who we are, and it starts to build structures and identity that is false. And part of that is around work. We create it fulfills a need by working, by thinking that we're a productive member of society. We buy into all of the cultural stuff. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Shane. Good to have you on here. So I'm talking about this gentleman who posted on his wall a plea for help, asking to deal with these uncontrollable feelings that he's having at the moment around his self-image and feeling a sense that he's not a good provider or not able to be there for his family. Now, many years ago, I went through a time where my business completely dissolved, and it was, I believe now, a part of my spiritual journey. It was as if the universe had put a freeze and just pressed pause on everything that was coming in financially. And it took me a good 18 months because what happens when we go through that, and a lot of people are going through that right now with loss of job, with loss of income. What I know from my experience in dealing with this is your identity, your ego gets punched in the face and is dissolving because everything you've grown to attach yourself to, that you've identified that is how I am successful. I am an amazing speaker because I have bookings, or I am a top realtor because I'm selling lots of real estate. And what I learned through that experience personally is that I am all of those things, whether anyone listens at all, whether anyone pays me at all. And I got to meet my true self and strip away the false self. Leanne saying, because I work at a hospital, even though I'm in admin, I have to go to work. We had someone die here. Sorry, darling. It scares the shit out of me. I'm going to work and bring it home to my family. So I'm going to do another video where we're going to talk about this fear around the virus and why we don't need to fear it, because I believe that it's medicine. And if we can think of it as medicine on an energetic level for us individually and for the collective, then we can lose the sense of fear and worry if it is to come into trust that it's for a reason on a bigger, higher level. So I can't see the comments. Can somebody comment again and we'll see if it comes up. Somehow I've lost the screen for that. But I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to trust that those who need to will hear what they need, and I can answer the questions later. So in terms of this stripping away of everything, finances, home, relationships, for me many years ago, they all disappeared at the exact same time. It was one of the most painful times in my life, and it was also one of the best experiences that I ever went through. I got to meet myself and learn who I truly am, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't really freaking painful sitting in the shit. And in many ways, it was that caterpillar to a cocoon to a butterfly phase. The pain of it all was the feeling of that being in the cocoon and dissolving into goo and losing a sense of everything I thought of who I was. And many of us are going through that on an individual basis and a collective basis right now. We are in the cocoon as a society. We are dissolving into goo. We are losing the constructs of corporations and organizations and the way things were operating. And you're going through that individually. You're now at home. You're maybe struggling. You're maybe not able to put food on the table. You maybe have lost your job. You maybe have so much uncertainty and unknown. So I hope that for the gentleman who reached out in particular, that what he can think about in terms of all of this is seeing it as a spiritual journey, that there is a need to break us down to have our breakthrough and our awakening. There is a need to punch that part of the ego in the face to see the false self that's behind it. And when you get to meet that self, this could take a day, a week, a year. It's up to you. This dissolving can happen really quickly when you choose to get the lesson. So sitting with it is something we're being forced to do right now in a bigger collective way. And a lot of us have never done that. We used work and busyness and the job and I believe when this happened to me years ago, one of the things that I really got from it was that the reason that all the work stopped was to give me the space and time to do the inner work that had I not done, I would never have met this self. I would never have had this deeper connection and understanding of what we're all here for. So there is a purpose to pausing. There is a gift that comes if you choose to use this time to go within and to meet yourself, to sit and not have all the usual distractions and to not replace them with triple the amount of numbing with food, sex, drugs, alcohol that you can access at home in lockdown, but to choose with work and exercise and friends and all the ways that we normally get to distract are being stripped away, and to see that that is medicine, to see that that is intentional, to see that the universe is trying to give us, whether you believe in God, the universe, source, all of that, is to see that this is an experience that will shift us forever, and that can be exciting even though it's scary. Even though there's fear attached to it. At the time, I would say this was one of the hardest, most horrible things that I ever experienced. But now I look back and it was training me. It was preparing me for this moment to be able to serve in this way and share this experience with others that are back where I was. And I know how freaking painful that is. So don't be scared of being the goo and being in the dissolving phase, in being in the unknown and the uncertainty, because that is only the middle. And trust that on the other side, when you get through the fire and the dissolving and to the other side of it, there is a rebirth of something that you have no idea how profound and potent and alive and magical. I mean, the you that you're going to meet, you have not met yet. And that you is an awakened soul and an awakened being, and there is going to be so much more on the other side of this journey for us individually and collectively. So if you are struggling right now with feeling like you're not a provider, if you are having all your buttons pushed, here's the thing, this is his button. his button, his trigger for the medicine and the lesson he needs to work through in this time being in lockdown is around his self-worth, his self-image, and the fact that he believes it's tied to being able to be a good provider. And that's the false self. But what is yours? What button is being pushed for you right now? For single people, it might be being pushed in the way that they're alone in their home without a partner and they're seeing all their other friends at home with couples. For somebody with children, it may be that they're screaming and out of control and you're having to homeschool them, and this is like pushing all of your buttons. For every individual, you have to look at what your soul has chosen as the experience for you in this moment, in this lockdown. Mine chose for me to get stuck in Australia. The one time in 18 months I flew out here, and the 2-week window that the borders would shut and I would get stuck here during COVID. Like, there are no accidents. So I'm stuck in a situation where I've had to call on other people, to rely on them, to stay with them, to be supported, to trust that and not feel like a burden, which I would have many years ago. And to now go, I'm in exactly the right place, in exactly the right time, and this is perfect and divine in every way. And where is it for you? Are you with family or are you far away from family? Wherever you are is exactly where your soul chose and needs to be for the lessons, the journey, and the experience that will heal those triggers that it's and those buttons that it's pushing. If you choose to sit in your shit, if you choose to allow it to do that, to be that gift. So send me emojis, give me some thumbs up if this is hitting you where you need. I don't know what's going on today, but I cannot see the, oh, isn't that cool? I can't see where the comments are, but instead I've got a chain of daisies. Wow. What else do we have here? Oh yes, that's so me. I'm in my pajamas, makeup free, fresh out of the shower. I have to tell you, my skin has never looked better. Lockdown is doing me a lot of favors. But again, I think that is another beautiful piece of medicine that this virus is giving us. You know, no hair stylists are open, no manicures, no pedicures, no Botox, no makeup in a lot of senses you can, but I'm choosing to be makeup free. I'm in my pajamas, I'm in my house, you know, people are on Zoom calls with their kids screaming in the background. Like, we're getting real. We're telling the truth. We're stripping away the masks and the bull fucking shit and the layers. So what is it that you are seeing? I would love for you to drop in the comments the one piece of medicine, the gift that you have already received from this experience. What has it shown you about yourself and humanity, the good, the bad, the ugly? Like, what has come up for you where you're like, wow, boom, that was a lesson that I needed to get. I didn't realize that I had been doing XYZ. I didn't realize XYZ about other people. So drop in the comments some of your medicine so that I can see those. I don't know how to get out of here. This is the first time this has ever happened. The Queen, the King, rosy cheeks. I need a bit of color first thing in the morning. Gosh, well, I don't know where. Let me just see if I rotate your phone while you record. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get back to comments. I'm going to I don't even know how I'm going to end the call. Oh, there it is. No. I'm just going to say that I love you. And I'm going to be doing a lot more videos every few days, as often as I can. I have a live, if anyone out there is a rape survivor, I'm doing a live tomorrow for a group called Voices, and you can let me know. I can send you the information for that, and you can join the group so you'll be able to access it. I'm doing a couple of webinars with friends. I'm doing one with doTERRA. We have a couple of spots they've gifted for people to be able to be in it for free. So if that's you, send me a DM with your email and I will get you added if we still have space by the time this happens. And I'll be doing an hour on mental health and anxiety, fear, stress, meditation, all of that. We're going to do a live meditation. And in between all of that, while I'm on these lives and I'm recording and I've got all the lighting set up and the makeup on, I will be popping on and doing 5-10 minute ones like this, just sharing different things. So if you have a specific area you're struggling with, like the gentleman who I just did this video for, please send it through. It inspires me. It's so much easier for me to deliver content and share when it's around a specific issue that somebody's struggling with and dealing with. So send them through, and I will keep doing these as often as it's needed, even if it's in my pajamas first thing in the morning. I'm sending you so much love. Just know that you can trust in life and the process that this is delivering for all of us. And you can, when you get to a place where you see it from that perspective, that this is a healing for humanity, that this is a medicine that we need, then it takes away the fear of resisting it and worrying about all of the uncertainty, because you can just go into a deep trust that we will come out of the cocoon and the goo and the mess and the bloody birth, and we will come out the other side of it into a new, awakened, beautiful state, and you will meet a you that you have never met yet.